doorway into experience. This perfume is so subtle. The champagne of the odours that one can experience out here at this time of year in such a place. I love to find wild places, or places that are wilder in this countryside, because it's very heavily agricultural, and it's not easy to find places like this which are relatively undisturbed, where you can feel the animate power of the earth trying to burst through. You can feel the great whole being of this lane like a great green snake curling through what really is a very devastated landscape. This is like a green snake of sanity curling through the landscape, where you've got so many different species all growing together, all networking with each other to create a resilient web of life that can resist the depredations of any one herbivorous species or predatory species, where the whole thing balances itself out. We can do the same kind of thing with our agriculture. These aren't its. These are personalities. I mean, you could say a he or a she, but that sort of genderizes it too much. Although in some cases they really are a he and a she, in the case of plants, and certainly of animals. So thou is a good word, but we don't use that word anymore. So this is what you can do when you're in a place like this. You just sort of begin to interact, see what you can see. There's so much to see on a micro level. Here is the seed head of a geranium, a wild geranium, with lots of little spikes. Oh, here's a figwort. Wow, these are amazing, these figworts. And I always think there's something rather dark about figworts. If you rub the leaf and smell it, oh, it's really strong. It's almost a bit like paint stripper. There's something in these leaves that's really deterring any insects from eating them, although something has been eating these leaves. You see, look at those holes there. This is a fabulous plant with great thick square stems and tiny, tiny little flowers, almost sinister, you could say. I'm not sure if it has medicinal properties, but I'm sure it does. Oh, look, a bumblebee just came in. It's coming in now to take the nectar from the figworts. Wow. Going from one to the other, and it's off. Gone off somewhere else. So to begin with, we use thinking. We sit in the chair of thinking. And here we stay with mainstream science. We do Gaia theory, complexity theory, nonlinear dynamical mathematics. We also move over to sit on another chair, the way of knowing that in a sense is opposite to thinking, and that is our feeling, which for Jung wasn't about emotion, but was about ethics. So now we look back on our thinking from this ethical point of view, and we ask ourselves, is it right to allow thinking to carry out a certain procedure or experiment, or to develop a certain kind of technology? Is it right or not? We also need to develop a third way of knowing within ourselves, sensing. And here, in the realm of sensing, we allow everything we sense to become the language of the earth. And if we're gazing out to the stars, the language of the cosmos. This language is full of meaning, full of significance. We read the text of nature just as nature reads the text of us. Everything becomes significant through our sensory experience. And far from being merely our own subjective experience, our connection sensorially with the world becomes a genuine way of knowing the world itself. It's also learning how to dwell with the phenomenon. We were talking about the blue sky just now. Yeah. It's learning, allowing yourself to dwell as a scientist, if you like, in the phenomenon of the blueness of the sky. And then finally, we move to the fourth chair or way of knowing, which is the most mysterious of all. And this is intuition. This is the dark depths from which inspiration comes unbidden. This is the place from which our ability to interpret data comes from. This is our mysterious inner knowing that's hard to quantify. And in the center grows the tree of knowledge, the tree of genuine knowledge, the kind of knowledge that will allow us to live within the limits that the earth can tolerate, the kind of knowledge that will allow us the discernment to live with wisdom and compassion in a way that does not destabilize the animate earth around us.